You all for coming out tonight, taking a little bit of time out of your busy schedules. I see we have some more people joining us, trickling in, so feel free to pop any questions in either the chat or the Q&A feature, and then I will be monitoring that area in case you have any questions. So we will kick off tonight's program about the Academic Success Program. So my name is Bryson. I'm our Interim Director of Admissions for the Lock Haven campus of Commonwealth University. And I'm joined here with Blair Brown, who will be your point person throughout your transition into college life. So I will turn it over to Blair to kind of go through the nuts and bolts of the program, and then I'll be monitoring that chat box in case you have any additional questions.
Perfect. Thanks, Bryson. So I'm going to share my screens. Just give me one moment. Make sure I share the right thing. All right. Hopefully you can see the right thing. So as Bryson said, my name is Blair Brown. I am the ASP coordinator here at Lock Haven, and I am one of our student success specialists. So welcome tonight. Thank you for taking some time out. I know it's busy this time of year, 7 o'clock on a Wednesday. Probably have some other things you'd like to be doing. So we really appreciate that you're here. So tonight we're just going to talk a little bit about what the ASP program is, some of the things that you'll do while you're here, and it's got some of those things listed, but we're not going to go into great detail about the academic preparation and financial literacy, campus safety, things like that. It'll just be a brief overview of the fact that those are some things that you'll learn. Then as we get down to it, I will talk briefly about some housing stuff, some FAQs, and then an open Q&A. If you have any questions, as Bryson said, throw them in the chat. So what is the ASP program? So ASP stands for Academic Success Program. That is a program designed for introducing you to college a little bit earlier than some of your peers. It prepares you for those first semester courses. It helps you build good college study habits. It helps you manage your money a little bit, utilize the campus safety measures. It gets you here early to meet other students. And overall, we just are here to help find that support for your college success. So some learning outcomes of ASP. We expect that you will learn how your academic advisor supports your overall success in college. We expect that you'll learn where you can access health and wellness resources, who you can go to for various resources, and just overall who your point people are on campus. We also expect that you'll learn how to find your people at Lock Haven, whether it's peers or staff like myself and Bryson, or faculty members like your professors. We sort of expect that we will teach you how to build friendships and how to get involved and where to find your people. We expect that you'll learn how to balance your classes and your personal time. That's a big thing when you transition from high school to college. And we try to make that transition a little bit easier with ASP. And we teach you some of those tips and tricks as you get here. And finally, we just want to teach you where campus buildings and resources are located. You will get quickly acquainted with campus as we navigate the different buildings and everything within your bridge week, the first few days on campus. And then, of course, we take you for schedule walk tours as well. Some of the things that we learn within our ASP program, not only during our bridge week, which is when you come a little bit early, but also just throughout the whole program, you learn effective study habits. These come from your success specialists, so myself, Taylor, Brendan, my colleagues, but they also come from peer mentors. You will also learn where to find help on campus, specifically where to find help for study habits. These things can come from not only us, but other students in your major, students in tutorial services, even faculty. They're always willing to help. And then finally, you learn how to balance your academics, your social life, and your self-care. Those things all go into effective study habits. Part of ASP also involves financial literacy. We want you to learn how to manage your financial aid. We want you to understand a little bit about your financial aid because it is confusing. And it's something that I don't fully understand either as a professional who has student loans and had to use financial aid. So we want to give you as much information as possible to make sure that you are set up for success throughout your whole time here and even after you graduate. So you will hear from financial aid during your bridge week. You'll hear from financial aid throughout your semester here. We give as many opportunities for you to have the more personal one-on-one conversations with them to talk about your specific financial aid issues. And then that will give you sort of a realistic expectation of what financial aid will cover. They will talk to you about different ways to pay. If you don't get financial aid and federal loans and things like that, they'll cover some of those private loan options, alternative loan options, etc. And then on a more personal level, we can talk with folks in ASP about how to manage your personal finances in college, because some students don't have jobs when they're in college, or some students do, but not until later on. And it becomes a balancing act of, I have things that I want to do and I need money to do those things. And how do I figure all of this out? And we're here to talk through a lot of those things. The other thing that you'll hear a lot in your first few weeks here is about campus safety. During your bridge week specifically, we will introduce you to our university police. We'll introduce you to our Title IX coordinators. We'll talk to you about what those things are. And then we just go over some common sense safety topics on a college campus, like just being safe, the buddy system, things like that. And then we teach you ways to stay informed with our campus safety. I mentioned peer mentoring earlier. We have peer mentors with the ASP program. All of our ASP students are automatically assigned a mentor, and you are expected to meet with that mentor weekly. Your mentor serves as not only an academic mentor, but a social emotional mentor in a way too. They are there to help you get connected and to help ease that transition from high school to college. So really, anything that you need, your mentor is your starting point. If it's something that your peer mentor is unable to help you with and they think that it needs a professional like myself or one of my colleagues to step in, we'll do so. Our mentors are trained. They go through about a week-long training prior to every semester, and they are trained on not only the social skills and the academic skills, but some of the almost counseling skills. Obviously, none of us are trained counselors. We're not licensed or anything like that, but we are taught to make those connections and to be able to know when to refer students to other people on campus and just to sort of be there for you. Our student mentors are fantastic at that. The other thing that we are heavy hitters about is our support services. This really is the bulk of ASP. You will do academic-based things in ASP, but what I will drill into you the most are the support services that are here for you. We have academic support, we have social support, we have mental health support, and all three of these things you will utilize at some point in time during your college career. Maybe not necessarily in your first year or your first semester, but at some point in your college career, you will utilize all three of these. So we drill in heavily who to go to, where to find them, and when it's appropriate to utilize these different support services so that you know that these people are there for you. And it's never a question of, is this support available? You know that the answer is yes. It might just be a question of where can I find them? So finally, I'm going to talk just a little bit about housing. It is not at all my lane, but I do just want to mention that if you haven't already, and Bryson can correct all of this at some point if he knows more, you will get emails talking about housing selection being open and room assignments and picking roommates. And then as the summer goes on, you'll get emails about move-in dates. So one thing you will learn very quickly is to check your email. That will be drilled into you starting in probably about a week. Everybody will start telling you to check your Lock Haven email. So what questions does anybody have? Now's sort of just a good open time for any questions you might have. And if Bryson and I don't have the answer right now, we can get an answer and get back to you about it.
I can chime in here. If you haven't done housing yet, the application is open for fall. And then the room selection and roommate selection will be on May 6th. It'll open up. So you can go in, select your housing style. So whether want to be in the traditional style or the suites, and then you can also pick your meal plan at this time. And then early May, you can go back in and select your roommate from there.
I'm gonna stop sharing.